What up, YouTube? Once again, it's on. Back at you one more again. Real Kenz TV in the house live, like kitchen sinks. I was about to say like a kitchen sink. What's good with it? As promised, as committed, going live at least once a week. I got to get to know the people a little bit more, and I got to get acclimated, if you will, with everybody that tunes in and rocks with Real Kenz TV. I double tap that screen for me. Takes 0.25 seconds. Boom, boom. Double tap the screen. You know what I mean? Nobody ever really knows when I go live, so you all liking the video and sharing and what have you, or the live rather, it notifies the people that we are live. The more people that do that and the more people that are notified, the more people that enter the building. There is a message. Feels good. Feels good to be back live, man. I rocks with y'all. Give everybody a second to come in. We got some things we're gonna talk about this evening. Oftentimes I hate the fact I have to go live this late. But I guess it's better to go late opposed to never. I'm just now getting off of work, so this is the earliest that I can do it. But guess what? We're here, man. Is it Value Trader _504? What's good? What exactly is the meaning of that? Value Trader _504. Like, you trade stocks or something like that? Only asking because I'm actually looking into day trading. But yeah, it's a whole lot going on that I need to get off my chest and discuss. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come up with a scheduled time so everybody will know on this particular night I'm going live. You know, usually on Mondays I go live. I don't know why I didn't go live. Well, actually, I found myself, I had some things to do last night. By the time I finished, it was like almost 11 o'clock. So I said, I'm not going to go live this late. But there will be times on the weekend that I'll go live at, I don't know, 11, 12 o'clock at night. Whoever's up, you just catch it. If not, it'll be uploaded as a regular video the next day. And, you know, everybody have an opportunity to watch it. I'm going to wait a couple more minutes before we get into the stories. Feel free to ask me anything. It still is a Q&A session. You know, it's a Q&A session, man. Ask me whatever you want to ask me within reason. You see what I'm saying? My moderators, I know they'll be on here. So if anybody gets silly, y'all not going to mess up a good live. You will be escorted out of the building respectfully. Somebody say something. Say something on the live like I'm here just to make sure that I'm still connected. Because sometimes the internet is weak in certain areas. And then I'll be on live. I think that I'm live and I'm really not even connected. So somebody say something in the comment section. Just, you know, I'm here. Just anything. That way I know definitely that I'm on. You'll double tap that screen while you at it too. Boom, boom. That's all it takes. Double tap the screen. Get the likes out. Get the likes up, rather. I don't know. What's a good number? I need 1,000 likes tonight. There you go. I appreciate whoever just did that. Need 1,000 likes tonight. You know what I mean? Somebody say something in the comment section. Just, yo, what up? The way I know that you all, you know, I got a strong enough signal. Somebody, anybody, F you, Kenz. Just so I know. I see the likes going up, but I don't see no comments. So out of all the people in the building, ain't nobody gonna say, yo, what up? So I know that, you know what I mean, that y'all can actually see me, hear me. Definitely a lot going on in this world of hip hop. You know, I'm a hip hop. I wouldn't necessarily call myself a fanatic at this point. Hip hop is just not the same as it used to be. But at one point in my life, I was a hip hop head. You know, when I was younger. Now a lot of the new stuff, I don't knock it. It's just I'm older now, so I don't really get into a lot of the newer things that, you know, that we're hearing or whatever. But there is a couple things that I want to talk about. It just seems like nobody's rapping no more. Y'all continue to double tap that screen if you will. So I'm not able to see any comments, so I don't know exactly what's going on. And I don't like doing a live. I don't like doing a live to where I can't respond to the people, but I can't see any comments. And I'm quite sure someone has attempted to leave a comment. I don't see anything. And I don't want to have to start this live over. So listen, you all, if anybody's leaving comments, and I mean, I don't see them, so I can't really respond to any of the comments because I don't see any comments. That's weird. I'm in my normal spot to where I go live. Well, at any rate, I guess what we'll do is we'll just talk about some things. And oh, this is my moderator calling me right now. On my live, I'm about to talk to my moderator. See what's going on.
Please leave your message for 619.
I ain't never seen nobody do this before on live, have you? Call a moderator. He'll tell me what's going on. Y'all bear with me.
Hey, bro.
Hey, what's up, man?
Your comment, we can read the comments. It's not on your side, though. Everybody's commenting. You got like about 11 people in there commenting.
People are commenting. Yeah. So I'm unable to see the comments on my side.
You can see it. Somebody said just start a conversation. Somehow it's gonna. I don't know how it's gonna work, but on our side we can see them. Everybody that's on the comment side can.
Okay, that's cool. Usually I can see the comments on my side so that I can respond to the. Yeah, it does that.
I know it's been a second.
Okay, man. Well, I'll
Bill on at his house listening to you talk.
Yeah, well, I don't really want to start the live over.
I didn't think so neither,
but I may move locations. Maybe I'll move down the street because I definitely can't. I can't see anybody's comments.
Yeah, because nobody will click off if you don't do that. Because I was the first one in. I said, hey, I'm here, ready for you. And then a couple other people, after you said you didn't hear nobody, you're like, hey, said, well, what's up? And then a few people just started coming in, like St. Louis and everybody, Bill and...
That's cool. Well,
and it's not coming up on the television at Billy's house. Billy has YouTube television. I don't have that in my house, and it's not coming up on that. So I don't understand that. So a new location.
Yeah, I'm gonna move locations and see if maybe it'll start popping up. But I appreciate you, bro. I'm gonna get back to this live because I'm gonna still talk to the people, even if, you know.
I would, because you're not losing nobody. We're gonna stick with you, and everybody else is cool.
That's cool. That's cool. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, we got you.
All right. All right.
Bye.
Later. It's my dog. Shout out to James McIlvain, man. One of my day ones. He been rocking with me since the very beginning. I'm changing locations. He just let me know that there are comments on the screen, which I figured that there were, but I'm just unable to see them. So I'm not ignoring anybody. I'm not doing anything of the sorts. But we still gonna have a live. We're gonna make it happen. One way or another. Just move locations, so maybe I'll be able to. Okay, April's in the building. The other moderator was okay, so I'm seeing a little. What's up, April? What's good with you? I appreciate you being here. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties, things that's beyond my control. But guess what? It's like life. Life's gonna throw you curveballs sometimes. You just got to have the. You got to have the ability to be able to adjust. You know what I mean? So somebody say something else, if you will, in the comment section. That way I can tell if, you know, I'm in a good spot. But I definitely see one comment from April. Whatever. But I want to talk about. Mystical. There's an individual, for you all that are not hip-hop heads or whatever. Most people that follow me, you know, they are familiar with hip-hop in some fashion. But I want to talk about Mystical. He's a former No Limit soldier. So I guess April's comment was the only one that I was actually able to see, because I don't see anybody else. Man, the show must go on. The show's gonna go on. I guess this will somewhat be like a uploaded video that I would normally do. I just don't have a live audience. You got this rapper Mystical that just he's been locked up since 2022, I believe. And to my understanding today, he pled guilty to third-degree rape charges. He was facing a life sentence. And rather than roll the dice, he decided to plead guilty. Y'all double tap that screen for me, for you all that haven't liked the video already. He decided to plead guilty. And he's still facing up to 20 years in prison in Louisiana. Louisiana, you don't want to get caught up anywhere. But where you really, really, really don't want to get caught up is Louisiana. They play no games whatsoever. I don't know if the judge will give him the entire 20-year sentence, the max. But it wouldn't surprise me if he did. You know, when you put yourself, you continuously put yourself in a situation in which your life is, how can I put this, in the hands of others, you're gonna find yourself losing more times than not. This was one of the most successful rappers in the world at one point, at the height of No Limit Records' career. And for you all that are not familiar, I don't want you to feel left out. Just Google Mystical, rapper Mystical. You'll see all the hits that he had. But over and over, he continuously catches these same cases, these grape cases. I don't understand it. I do understand why he didn't choose to roll the dice. His trial was set to begin later on this month, at the end of this month, which we're more than halfway through this month. And they probably came to him one final time. This is the last plea we're going to offer you. If you don't take this today, there'll be no more pleas. Now, I'm very familiar with that. They've done that to me just as well. Came to me with a 33-year plea offer. As though I was going to be like, okay, well, cool. 33 years, all right, great. Where do I sign it? Wasn't going to happen. In this particular situation, when they came to me with this plea and I turned them down, several months went past. I'm in the county jail fighting the case from the county jail. One of the strategies that they use. You have a high bond and they're unable to, well, they know that you're unable to make the bond. Guess what? They're going to delay your court dates. They're going to put your court dates out like 3, 4, 5 months in between court dates. They understand that it's a process every time you have to get up in the morning and go to court. It's an all-day process. By the time you get back to the jail, you totally worn out. Because you're like, man, you know what I mean? I don't like going through this. Shackle you up. Got to get on the bus, ride to court, sit in the bullpen or the holding cell for several hours. Your court time might not be till 11, but you got to go to the courthouse at 8 with everybody else. So you just sitting there waiting. Then your court time's at 11. It's not like you have an appointment, a specific time you go in. The docket starts at 11, so you might not go in there to see the judge until 12:30, 1 o'clock. By the time you get finished, there's still other individuals that have to go in and see the judge. So when it's all said and done, you lucky to get back to the jail by 3:30. You done been up since 6 o'clock in the morning, man. Shackled. They know people get taught to that. It'll wear you down, man. It'll wear you down. Man, where I sign that? Offer went from 33 years. We was able to get the criminal syndicate charge thrown out. Was facing 20 to life on the organized crime charge. Non-violent. Some white collar, you know what I'm saying, type charges. But here it is, I'm facing 20 to life. Make it make sense. There is a message. Once the criminal syndicate charge got thrown out, now I'm facing 20. That's the most they can give me is 20 years. Not as to say that 20 years is you know, anything to just, that's 20 years is 20 years. But in Kentucky, you get a whole bunch of good time. You get parole. I've seen people complete a 20-year sentence that really, really went in and you know, did what they were supposed to do in about 9 years. But who wants to go do 9 years? Nobody wants to do 9 years. Any of y'all want to do 9 years? Maybe the chat will start working at some point. I don't want to do 9 years. The offer started going down and down and down. Well, now, the ball's somewhat in my corner. Not all the way, but somewhat. Because I understand that the most y'all can give me is 20. Why would you keep offering me 11 years? I've seen times where people have gone to a jury trial and got less time, once they got convicted, less time than what the prosecution was offering. So why in the world would I take 11 years when the most y'all can give me is 20? And that's on some white collar. That's if the jury really, really wants to throw the book at me. Nah, I can't take 11. I can't take 11. Triple pause, though. Triple pause. Matter of fact, I don't even like the way that sounds. I know we on live, but since the chat is not working, we can do the manual rewind. I don't want to take 11 years. More months pass. And we're going to get back to the mystical situation, but you know I love to paint a picture for you all. Because it all coincides. Several more months passed. The young lady that I was dating at the time, she said, man, I'm not supposed to tell you anything, so don't say anything. I'm like, what's up? What's going on? She says, I think your mom's going to get you out on bond. Bond's 25 G's. Straight cash. No property, no nothing. 25,000. Started off at 37,000. I'm in court one day. I've had several different court dates to where my lawyer, he charged me $6,500. He submitted a bond reduction request. And every time I would get denied, the prosecution would step up and say, Mr. Kenz, we feel as though he's a flight risk. We feel as though Mr. Kenz has the means and the know-how to raise a bunch of money and get out of here. That's essentially what they were saying. Couldn't have been furthest from the truth. I ain't never missed a court date, never been late, never, none of that. But the judge and the prosecution, they checks are written by the same people. Feel compelled to lower my bond that day from $37,000 because we was asking for a $10,000 bond. So I'm hearing him, Mr. Kenz, you know, I'm in a good mood, feeling pretty good today, and he's reading all the positive things off or whatever. 25,000. You might as well kept it at 37,000 in my mind. If I can't make 37, there was a point in my life I could have 37,000. I could have made it like that. This wasn't one of those particular times. I think your mom's gonna get you out, but you can't say anything. Lo and behold, about a week later, call my name, I get out. Mom brings a $25,000 cashier's check and bonds me out. Because she knew that while her son was most likely guilty of something, which I was, but not what they said I did. I wasn't running no organized crime, no criminal syndicate. I wasn't. But this is the picture that they paint. Y'all rock with me. $11-year offer. Stood for a while. I'm out on bond now. Ain't no pressure to take no plea. I wasn't pressure to take no plea when I was on the inside. Had done like 9 months in the county. My lawyer seen that mom's posted that bond for me. Now all of a sudden you need 10,000, 10.5. 10.5? You said 6,500, bro. Did I say that? Man, you know what you said, John. John Larson, as his name's a crook. You know what you said. You think I'm lying? Look him up. John Larson. Larson. You know what you said. I'm not giving you a dime more. I gave you 60. You got 6,500. That was to cover everything. So if you ever catch a case, which I hope you don't, but if you ever find yourself needing a lawyer, get it in writing as far as the intricacies of, you know what I mean, what's going on. Okay, you charging me $5,000. But if you charge me $5,000, y'all can still double tap that screen to get the likes up. I can't read your comments, unfortunately. Maybe one time it did it and it started to you're gonna charge me $5,000. What do I get for this $5,000? Someone try to say something in the comments now, and I try to refresh it. What do I get for this $5,000? Okay, $5,000 is just to get you a plea deal. But if it goes to trial, then I'm gonna need another $5,000, $10,000, whatever. Cool, get it in writing. Because these lawyers, some of these lawyers, I'm not saying all lawyers, just like I don't talk about all police, I don't talk about all correctional officers, I'm just talking about the bad ones. Some of these lawyers, they'll beat you. They'll get you. Then what do? Either you're gonna pay them, or Or you're gonna let them withdraw from the case, and then it's just so it's better to just have it broken down all the way in the right. Now, John, I'm not giving you a penny more. You said $6,500. That's my mom's money. It wasn't my money. At 25 G's, it wasn't my money, John. I can't allow you to do this to me. Nevertheless, case went on and on. I'm going to trial with it. Y'all ain't caught me doing nothing. I'm going to the box. After all, the most y'all can give me is 20. But this is how the prosecution plays, because they knew that they was dead wrong, and they knew that they was beat. They knew they was beat. Came to my lawyer and said, if your client doesn't take this plea, we're going to re-indict him on the criminal syndicate charge, but we're going to do it the right way this time. Came down to 8 years. Man, I ain't taking no 8 years, man. I ain't taking it. I'm already on parole. Any sort of conviction gets me automatically sent back. It don't matter if I took a year. I'm going back to prison. Man, I ain't taking no 8 years. They don't got nothing. They ain't catch me with nothing. Counterfeiting charges. That's all it was. Counterfeiting checks, credit cards, money. Making it. Wasn't out there writing checks or, swiping credit cards. I knew how to make it. If you came to me and you wanted, $3,000 worth of counterfeit, 25 cents on it, man, give me $750 cash, man. You want some credit cards, $3,000 credit, man, give me $1,000. You wanted a check, real live routing numbers, account numbers, business checks, man. Give me, how many checks you want? You want $5,000 worth of checks, man? Give me $1,250. Give me $1,000 if I know you, that part. Nothing major. Now, when I say nothing major, it was wrong, so it's major. Even though what we do is wrong. It's wrong, but I wasn't hurting nobody. At the time it's the way that I looked at it. I don't look at it that way now. But at the time I looked at it, because think about this. All the times you go to the ATM machine and you don't go to your ATM, what do they charge you? $3.50, $4. All the times you want to get cash back on your money, what do? Charge you a fee. They tell you how much of your money you can spend in the bank that you have, your hard-earned money that you don't. Well, we're gonna put for your protection, we're gonna put $1,000 a day limit on your account. Man, they want to dictate everything. So at the time, this is really, really how my mind worked. Fought my case from the street, fought it, stayed out of the way, stayed out of trouble. They was thinking that I was gonna get back out here and do it again and catch another case, which sometimes I did, but this particular case I didn't. Had a trial date, kept moving the trial date back. Finally, the judge was just fed up and said, look, either we're gonna resolve this matter or we're going to trial. There's not gonna be any more pushbacks. Basically, they came to my lawyer. My lawyer said, what would you take, man? What would you take? Try to move to another location, y'all, because I need y'all on here with me, man. I'm going to try to move to another location. This is a live for a reason. If I wanted to do a pre-recorded, I would have done a pre-recorded. What would you take, Mr. Kenz? Considering that at the time my cousin had told on me, agreed to testify against me. Man, I ain't trying to take nothing. But at the end of the day, I ended up taking a 3-year plea, same sentence that he was given. I ended up taking 3 years. But look at how they play. They offered me 33 years. And I ended up with 3 years. Tremendous difference. Tremendous difference. And so when I'm looking at Mystical situation, I know that he didn't want to take this time. I don't know if the man's innocent. If he's guilty, I don't know. He professes his innocence. He proclaims his innocence. But I don't know. But what I do know, one thing for certain, two things for sure. Being that he's facing 20 years, even if he gets 12, 15 years, I don't know if they'll max him out. He is in Louisiana, so we don't know. But even if he were to get, like I said, 12 to 15 years, he can see the end of that. He'll go home. He's in his 50s, 52, 53. He'll see the streets again. But if he didn't take that plea deal, guess what? You're sitting in Angola with a life sentence. Everybody thinks appeals are so easy. Oh, I'll just appeal it. I don't know what the percentage is on appeals. But I know at one point only 5% of appeals even made it to appeals court in which they were able to have their case heard. That don't mean that they were going to win. 5% had their cases heard by the Supreme Court or the higher courts. Heck of a risk. Would you gamble? Would you gamble with your life? Even if you were innocent and you knew that you was facing a life sentence, would you gamble with your life? A lot of people say, man, Kenz, if I didn't do anything, guess what? I'm not pleading guilty. Easier said than done. It's easy to say that. One of my quotes, and I didn't make this up, it's just something that I heard and it stuck with me a long time ago. It's easy to be a soldier when it ain't no war. You telling the people, no, I'm not taking a plea deal. It's consistently your answer. Then when that time comes and it's a week before trial, 3 days before trial, and that judge looks at you, the judges sit high and they look at you and they got them glasses. Mr. Kenz, are you sure you want to proceed? And he's looking at you like that and he got that black robe on. He's looking at you. It's not a joking manner. He's talking to you in a stern voice. Damn. I don't want to serve no more time, but if I do another 2-3 years, I could definitely be home with my kids, with my family. I didn't even do this. But if I go to trial and I lose, man, they're going to knock my socks off. Locking people up is a business. I'm not saying that everybody in prison is innocent. Most people in prison are not innocent. But what I am saying is that a lot of the individuals that are in prison have been severely overcharged because they got to keep those beds filled. That's why they have private prisons. If you got money, got a couple connections, build you a private prison in which the state pays you X amount of dollars per day per prisoner. Then they're going to make all this extra money on the inside on the prisoners. Commissary, phone calls, food, which they call meal of the week or fresh faves in Kentucky. They get all type of opportunities to make money off the backs of inmates. Have the low-level inmates go out and work in the community or call it a special project. You might make $5 a day, and that's a great job. Because anything else in prison in Kentucky, you making $1.25 a day. And they're only giving you half of that. They only give you half of that because they give you good time, 4 days a month. knocked off your sentence, which is 48 days a year. That's not a lot of good time they're giving you. Anything to stop from paying you anything. Appreciate that, James. James says my comments are on. Just unfortunately, I can't see the comments, but the show must go on. I'm not ignoring anybody. For y'all to just join the building or what have you, I can't see the comments. You all can carry on the conversation amongst yourselves as far as, you know, what I'm saying. Keep the live chat somewhat interesting, but I can't see any of the comments. And so when I seen that Mystical took this charge or took this time, I was not surprised at all. You know, there's an old saying that my granddaddy used to say, and, you know, a lot of people probably said it. A good run beats a bad stance any day of the week. I don't know if Mystical graped that woman. I don't know. But what I do know is that he gave himself an opportunity. He gave himself an opportunity to see the streets again. Sometimes that's a decision that you have to make. You know, you really want to avoid the system altogether. But if you're not able to, if you just must, then guess what? You got to deal with the consequences that come with it. Don't let them people take your lives like that. They can easily just wipe you off the face of the earth and go home. Honey, I'm home. What's for dinner? Hey, Dad. As though nothing ever happened. You done gave out 600 years in court today. But it's as though nothing even took place. I predict once again he'll get not 10 years. Prosecution's gonna ask for the max. Unless his lawyer has something worked out with the prosecution in which, okay, if I take this plea deal, we're not gonna ask for a maximum sentence. We're gonna remain neutral, or we're gonna request 10 years, 12 years, whatever the case may be, because that does happen. But it's still ultimately up to the judge. With your priors, your one prior, but your accusations, I don't know. However it goes. Louisiana don't have parole. He still could find himself home in 5 or 6 years. I remember them days. Some of the most stressful days ever. Individual that I worked with, it's about 3 years ago. People at the job, they knew I, my background or whatever. I don't hide it. I don't glorify it, but I don't hide it. One day he asked me, told me his situation, had some questions to ask me. Had an assault charge. And I've actually told this story. Had an assault charge in which he and his neighbor continuously got into it over the loud music. Came home from work. He lived on the top floor, the individual that worked with me. Neighbor he lived on the middle floor, and his neighbor lived on the top floor. And he goes up to his door, his apartment, knocking on the door. Music's real loud. He goes on to tell me that he's had so many situations and instances in which this music has been loud, and he would let it slide for the longest. And See, we in story mode now since we can't really do the chats. So y'all just lay back, kick your feet up or whatever. You know what I mean? Shout out to all the truck drivers out there, man, that's dropping them big loads. You know what I mean? Pause. And people that's, you know, just in general, working the factories, Ubering, DoorDashing, working in the hospitals, whatever it may be that you're doing. 16-hour shifts, 12-hour shifts, 8-hour shifts. You can barely keep your eyes open. You're frustrated. You're ready to quit. You're tired of being at your job. This is why I do the longer videos. I do it for the people. Shout out to you all. Shout out to everybody. But I do the longer stories for the people that really need something, some inspiration, some sort of, you know, you hear this and it's like, man, I got, you know, 2 hours left. Let me listen to Kenz, man. This is going to knock out a whole hour. And then boom, it's time for me to go. Get your morale up. That's what I do it for. This individual, we'll just call him Steve. I don't want to put his real name out there. He goes up to his neighbor's house. Hey, bro, can you turn the music down? They have words, but nothing physical happens. Y'all double tap that screen for me, though. I can still see the likes. I see some of y'all watching. You ain't double tap the screen to get the likes. I need y'all to get the likes up. Maybe if I get the likes up, the comments will pop back up. Verbal confrontation. Steve goes back down to his apartment about 15 minutes later. By God. That's what they say in the hollers. By God. Music's right back up. Goes back upstairs. I thought we agreed you was going to turn your music down. One word leads to the next. They get to tussling. Steve's account is that the neighbor was getting the better of him, and you know, on the top floor they got like the little banister or whatever, the little it's not a rail, but it's a wall that's about what, maybe 4 feet high, something like that. Man, he was gonna throw me over the rail. Pulls his action out. Pops to do bow. Just pops him one time. Of course, the police is involved. Police report. They do the interrogation. And police do what they do best. They charge him. First degree assault. Carries 10 to 20 in Kentucky for a first-time offender. You got a sentence enhancement. That's your ass, Mr. Postman. Because now you're facing 20 to life. Sentence enhancement. It's double jeopardy. Same sentence that you already completed your time over, or probation or parole, whatever the situation may have been. They can use that to enhance your next sentence. Part of the game is that. Locking people up is a business. And so he's going back and forth to court, and he's telling me the whole scenario, or whatever, what's going on. And they offer him a plea deal. 5 years. Under emotional duress. 5 years in which he served 85% of that time, which is 4 years, 3 months. He had been out on house arrest for like a year. So basically he would have to go and do another 3 years and some change. He's asking me what I thought. I'm listening to all the details that I just told you all, whatever. Now, you know, he got deeper with the details or whatever, but in a nutshell, it's pretty much what he told me. I said, well, your problem's going to come in at is that they're going to say you went up there the first time. You asked them to turn the music down. I'm no lawyer. I just been through the system, and I kind of know certain things. I don't know everything, but I know certain things. They're gonna say that you went up there the first time and you all were able to come to some sort of an agreement. And you went back to your apartment, but then you came back the second time when he raised his music once again. After you all had the agreement that he would lower the music, but the problem is you went up there and you had your action on you, your rat-a-tat-tat. You still had that on your hip. That's not gonna bode well for you, the jury. They're gonna say that if you really, really went up there to just talk, why would you go up there with your action on your hip and your holster? He's trying to explain to me, well, I only did it because I understand that, bro. I get it. If anybody gets it, old Kenz gets it. But I'm just letting you know from the perspective of a juror what they're gonna say. Man, I don't want to take 5 years, man. I don't feel like I should get no time. Situation to where it couldn't have came at a better time, worse time. He was gonna give his mother a kidney. He was the only one that matched. And he was gonna give his mother a kidney. But in order to do so, he had to lose X amount of weight. It's a plan. You don't just, okay, I'm gonna give my mother or give a person a kidney. No, it's a process. Had to get his blood pressure down. He had to, which losing that 20 pounds that they wanted him to lose most likely would have gotten his blood pressure down. But then again, with all this stress that he has from this case and facing his time, facing 10 to 20. If I go to trial, 10 to 20. First degree assault, 85%. Y'all double tap that screen. The likes up. Man, what do you do? Takes the plea deal. They end up giving him like 3 months. Get his affairs in order. But he's so stressed out, he's not able to lose that 20 pounds. And he can't even, man, this made me like just shed a tear, man. He was unable to give his mother the kidney because he can't get himself all the way that he needs to be as far as getting, in shape. Losing that amount of weight. He tells the people, nah, man, I'm going to try out with it, man. I'm going to try out. I know he didn't want his mother on dialysis. Who would? Be perfectly honest, fuck that shit. I'm gonna take my chances just changing my whole lifestyle, eating right, exercising, and whatever happens, happens. Fuck that shit. That's just my opinion. Goes to trial. People banking, man. Convicting. First degree assault. The jury gives him the minimum of 10 years, but it's 10 years he has to do 85% of the time. It's 3 years ago. So just think about it. If he had taken the 5 years, he would have been out. He only had another 3 years to do because he had done 12 months on house arrest, and he gets credit for that. Jury gives him 10. Got to do 8.5, meaning that he has another, minimum of 4 years. 4 years and some change left. few years into his bid, gets that dreaded phone call up to security. It's never good when they call you to security. Either you got to write up. In most cases, when you're in the penitentiary, you got to write up. Something's happened at home. Sorry to inform you this, Mr. Steve, but your mother's passed away. These are the sort of things that me, accountability is one of the major things that I really focus on myself. What can I do better? These are the things that we put our families and loved ones through when we're out here breaking the law. Now, Steve wasn't a criminal. He did a criminal act. But in his mind, I don't even know if that can be considered a criminal act. He felt as though dude was going to throw him over from the 3rd floor. He pulled his rat-tat-tat out and blasted me, but they didn't finish. Could have kept on. Matter of fact, I think he might have been the one that called the police. Ambulance, 911. Someone please call 911. Tell them I've been shot and have a bullet in my heart. What is that doing? What good did that doing? Still got 10 years, man. 85%, 8.5 years. Yeah, he'll make it out in another, like I said, 4 years. Probably 4 years, 3 or 4 months. But his mother's gone. Mother's gone, man. Shout out to my dog TB, Terry Brown, man. Number six subscriber out of all 14,000 and however many subscribers I got. He was number 6 and been rocking with me ever since, man. Just recently lost his mother. And we chatted about it, man. Ain't nothing like a mother. Shout out to everybody that's lost a parent, a grandparent, just a loved one, a child. Ain't nothing like a mother, man. Shout out to the whole Brown family. Just Arkansas, man. Just that's where he's from, man. And I know he's on here. I know he's on here. And if he's not, he'll see the live. He'll see the pre-recorded, my bad. Ain't nothing like a mother, man. I'm blessed to still have my mother. Lost my father when I was locked up, but I'm blessed to still have my mother. Man, I can't imagine. There are times oftentimes I wish that I could call my dad. I'm the third. Exact same name as my dad. Exact same name as his dad, which is my grandfather. And I lost both of them while I was incarcerated. Both of them. I couldn't imagine my mother. The one who bore me, the one, my mother. And I'm in penitentiary and I can't do nothing. I want y'all to think about this. I want you street guys or people that's out there breaking the law or feeling as though rules don't apply to you, because that was once me. Lose your mother, man. It's bad enough if you're free, but if you're not free, the only person that in a lot of cases love you to death, man, she's gone. That's what Steve had to endure. Again, Steve wasn't a criminal. He wasn't a guy, never even had a speeding ticket. But he did a criminal act, and that's what I hate about the system, because they will lock you up and throw away the key over one bad mistake, one wrong thing that you did. What I recommend to him, I say, listen, man, try to see if they'll give you a regular 5 years under emotional duress, meaning that you go up for parole in 20% of your time. Because as long as it's non-violent in Kentucky, you go up for parole in 20% of your time. On a 5-year sentence, you're going to go up for parole in 12 months. Actually, 10 months. Because they take you up for parole 2 months earlier than your parole date, your parole month. That would have been my approach instead of just totally trying to beat it. Because I knew he was in trouble because he went back up there a second time with it on his hip. Now, if he went up there the first time, he was still going to be in trouble. That had to have been a situation where he was just getting out of his car because he had a license to carry it, and he went straight up to the house. But you went in the house. But the prosecution was going to say you had an opportunity to take it off, go up there and talk to him calm. No, you went up there with deadly intentions. Y'all rock with me. These aren't my words. This is what the prosecution was going to say and did say. We all have an expiration date, time on this earth. Do I believe he went up there to cause bodily harm? No. But he went up there to show me, I'm not playing with you, man. I don't even know if it was necessarily that. It was just, ain't no sense of me taking this off, man. But it had to be some form of intimidation factor. You know, people that walk around with these guns and I no longer carry one. I just don't, because it's not worth the risk for me. But you got these people that they want you to know that they strapped, and that's cool. That's cool. I'm door dashing one night. We'll turn this into story time. I'm door dashing one night, and I pull into the restaurant, Qdoba's. See if you all was in the chat, or if I could see your chat, but you can still do it anyway. Y'all converse amongst each other. How many of y'all familiar with Qdoba's? Mexican food is pretty good. I think it's Mexican food. It's pretty good. Pull in the Qdoba's to pick up. I got a double order. I'm pulling in at the same time, simultaneously, if you will. A truck is pulling in. We're pulling at the same time, and I get out of the car. And when I'm getting out of the car, he's getting out of his car, and he's looking at me real tough. Another black dude, man. Looking at me real tough. I'm looking at him. But I know I'm able to see the he's angry. Looks angry anyway. A chop on his hip. Like a Smith & Weston or something. I don't know. Is there a problem? What's up? Is it a problem? Is what he say to me. This was about 4 years ago, maybe 5. This dude had to have been, just guessing, every bit of 50. But he's the aggressor. In a big white Suburban. Got this big chop on his hip. He's asking me, is it a problem? I said, nah, ain't no problem. I said, you got your UK gear on? He had University of Kentucky sweatshirt, hoodie on, UK hat. I said, you got your UK gear on? I tried to de-escalate the situation. I rocks with UK too, man. Yeah, that's what's up. And he goes on. But guess what? I live to see another day. Because had I been like, yeah, I got a problem, nigga, looking at me all crazy. Sometimes you got to know when to hold them. You got to know when to fold them. gotta know that being a hothead won't get you anywhere. I'm gonna be a hothead if y'all don't double tap that screen. I need 1,000 likes, and I'm a far way from 1,000. The whole goal is to make it home to your family. Make it home to your wife, to your kids, to your significant other. Make it home. If you don't have anybody, the whole goal is to make it home. Trying to be tough and all, man, that don't get you nowhere, man. Lil Wayne say, I'd rather to be pushing flowers than to be in the pen sharing showers. Got my stepson with me one day. All of this is just like nothing is scripted. It's just my experiences off the top of the dome. All my experiences that I've dealt with, because I planned on this being alive. We pulling into Chick-fil-A. Everybody knows Chick-fil-A's lines be long, but I don't mind because it be fast, man. They got the kids that come out and take your order, and you know, lines move very, very fast. Y'all jump in the comment section, even though I can't see it. I think most people love Chick-fil-A. If you don't like Chick-fil-A, you a hater. Yeah, I'm judging you, right? If you don't like Chick-fil-A, you's a hater. Respectfully. I'm turning left. He's turning right, but we coming from opposite directions. Pause. I'm about to turn. He's about to turn, and he gets to yelling at me. I just look at him. But I gave him that look like, man, it's whatever, man. I ain't did all that yelling, none of that stuff. I'm just look at him like it's whatever. After he seen my look, he looked at me like, shit, what's up? What you want to do? Immediately, I wanted to jump out of the car. So I got an old school way of thinking sometimes. This was probably 4 years ago. I wanted to jump out of the car. Y'all remember the movie Friday? It was one of the Friday. It wasn't the original Friday. I think it was Friday After Next, or when Damon I don't even remember man, what was his name, man? Y'all help me out well, I can't see the comments, but y'all help each other out. When he was in the party and Damon was coming on to dude or whatever, and he was in the bathroom, and he was using the bathroom, and Damon came in, and he was trying to take him. Money Mike, I think it was his name. And he grabbed those pair of vice grips right at the last minute and clipped his action. You are not in prison anymore, Damon. I am a boy. That was one of the funniest scenes that I think that I've ever seen. But the point of the matter is this. Sometimes you got to understand that the way that you would handle things in prison, you can't handle things in real life that way. I looked over at my stepson, and I seen him, and he's watching. He's seeing everything. He was probably, I'd say it was 4 or 5 years ago. So he's probably 16 at the time. What type of example am I setting? Young people's watching. What type of example am I setting? And to top it all off, I was wrong. When I looked at my position in the street, I was dead wrong. My bad, bro. Never even got out of the car. My bad, bro. He did like that. Once again, I live to see another day. Ended up seeing that bro some months later in the club. I didn't know who he was. Most people, they see me, I guess I don't know. He remembered it. I remembered it, but I just didn't remember what he looked like. He's like, hey, bro, let me holler at you, man. You don't even remember me, do you? Nah, man. Ran down the situation. He's like, hey, I'm going to keep it real with you, man. I had that thing with me, man. And if we had got out of the car, it was going to be it, whatever. Because I didn't know if you had yours. I'm looking at you, and I'm seeing a, you know what I mean? Like, you don't look like no soft-ass nigga. I ain't no soft-ass nigga, so it was just, I made it home. There is a message. Y'all rock with me. Sometimes you gotta walk away from stuff. Good run beats a bad stance any day. Humility. I was wrong. I was dead wrong. That was my fault. I didn't know it was my fault. And then I got to looking and I'm like, damn, I'm in the middle of the, damn, I'm dead wrong. You got to be able to understand that life is precious. It's not a video game. We know this. It's not a video game. You get one shot. I go check out my video that I uploaded a few hours ago just as well. If y'all not already familiar, go check it out. I got a video I just uploaded, a pre-recorded video that I uploaded a few hours ago. Go check me out, man. I'll make sure y'all like the video, comment on the video, share the video. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe to the channel, man. I'm trying to get to 50,000. Can I get to 50,000? Can I get to 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year? It's a tall task, but guess what? It only takes one video. Can it be done? Absolutely. Everybody talks about, well, Kenz, man, I don't understand why you don't got more subscribers. Guess what, man? I don't need it, but it don't even, I keep working, keep grinding, man. Keep hustling. I'll get there. I ain't tripping. We got to be more mindful of the things that are most precious to us in life. Say, Kenz, man, you just really have a disdain for police officers, for people in position of authority or power. And it's not everybody. It's just a lot of them abuse that authority that they're granted. You ain't no hell of a motherfucker if you a police officer or you a correctional officer. You ain't had to go through no hellified training. You get a correctional officer job or motherfucking work for the police department with a GED. Ain't nothing wrong with a GED. Let's not get it. I'm not saying anything negative towards that, but what I'm saying is you don't got to, you go through a little academy and do your little swear to, man, that don't mean nothing, man. A Klansman can get a job as a police, and it seems like a lot of these police officers, that's what they are. That's what they are. I don't respect people that do that, because let me tell you now, if you already been in the system, you know, been working for the police, but the police been crooked. They've been corrupt. Police don't even care about cameras. They know that somebody's recording, but guess what? They still do you in. The young lady, I didn't know her, but she was on my Facebook page. And I typically don't comment on people's things unless it's something positive. A lifelong dream has come true. Something that I've always wanted. I feel so accomplished. This is her post. She had just gotten a job, accepted, whatever, they go through the academy or whatever. Louisville Metro, Louisville, Kentucky Metro Police Department. She feels so good about herself, man. Cash App is $KENZ 1000. $KENZ 1000. God bless the Cash App, man, if you feel like I'm doing a good job. YouTube is a business just as well. She was gloating about all the things she had been through in life, and like I said, the biggest accomplishment, it seemed like your kids would have been your biggest accomplishment, but nevertheless, that's what she was saying. And so I went back and forth as far as should I comment and say what I really want to say. I decided that it needed to be said, and I said, Miss Lady, let me ask you something. No disrespect whatsoever. The same Louisville Metro Police Department that you're so proud of being a part of at this point, that you got your badge, you got your shiny badge, you got your shiny boots, you got your blue uniform that's, you know, neatly pressed and things of that nature. Y'all rock with me. This same department that you're so proud of, is this the same department that unalived Breonna Taylor? Just not even 6 years ago, or roughly 6 years ago, Breonna Taylor, when she was in her home, minding her business, laying in her bed, didn't break the law in any sort of way, manner, worked every day. And the police came to her door with a no-knock warrant. And her boyfriend, who I commend, don't know him, didn't know Breonna. My ex-girlfriend, they were cousins, like real life cousins. And y'all came in blasting. She loses her life. What about her kids? What about her family? What about her? Yeah, she got some millions. She didn't get millions because she's no longer here. Her family got millions. But who cares about millions? It's money. Can't leave this earth with it. Officers, they ended up getting some time, but it wasn't very much. I don't even remember how much, but it wasn't very much. But when we unalive one of them, oh, it's a manhunt. But they say in the movie Django, we came over this hill to kill a nickel. Who made these goddamn masks? My wife spent all day. That's not a laughing matter. Seriously. Making 35 masks for you ungrateful sons of bitches. From now on, don't ask me and mine for nothing. It's the same department that you you're so happy to be a part of. So proud. Is anybody safe? They say that it's safe to say that it's not safe to go outside. But I think it's safe to say that it's not safe to be anywhere. Breonna Taylor went to work every day. She didn't have no criminal history. And even if she did have a criminal history, I don't mean she deserved that. These weak-ass, bitch-ass police come in blasting because they feel as though they can. innocent mother, man. Then they want to bring the police to the hood, and we're going to, get people better acclimated with the police and get them build a better relation. Man, fuck them motherfuckers, man. I mean that to the core of me. Fuck them. Again, I understand that they're definitely needed. If my mom calls me or somebody in my family calls me, hey, somebody's trying to get into the house, I want the police to come and save them. So I'm not saying, I'm only speaking of the ones that abuse their authority. I'm only speaking of the racist ones. I'm only speaking of the ones that, Sandra Massey and the dude shot her in the face. I'm going to shoot you in your face. Drop the water. Boiling water. He's the one that told her to go turn the water off and take it off the stove. She's nowhere near him to where even if where she was at, there is no possible way this big ass pot. She called the police. You know how many times we get unalive and we're the ones that call the police? There was no possible way that she could have thrown that water at him. She could have thrown it at him, but it wouldn't even remotely have gotten close. And he tells her, I'm going to shoot you in your face, and proceeds to shoot her in her face. There is a message. Y'all rock with me. He got some time, but he didn't get enough. I think, what did he get, 22 years? They give police a license to KILL. That's what they do. They give him a license to KILL. I'm going to play my role when they pull me over. They got pulled over the other day. How you doing, officer? Hate your guts, for real. I ain't going to say hate. That's a strong word. I can't stand you. I strongly can't stand you. Cool officer, man. I have my lights on. Thought I didn't. Let me go. Cool. Like I said, it's not all of them. It's only certain ones. It's certain ones that really, really... But I'm going to always play my role because I understand how to make it home. I'm not going to argue with you. I don't understand why you pulled me over. You going to give me your sergeant. Give me your superior. No, that's not the best. That's not... No. You think the superior is going to come out and take your side? You got to be mindful, man. Yes, sir. No, sir. In your mind, you thinking, man, D-sucker. But you have to come across, yes, sir. No, sir. I understand. Let me give you the ticket or whatever. Be about your merry way. I'm not going to argue with y'all. It's like arguing with a correctional officer in the pen. You can't win. They're always going to take each other's side. You can't win. Learn to make it home. That's the message for this particular segment. Learn to make it home. Quit arguing with these idiots, man. They looking for a reason to unalive you. And guess what they're going to say? I feel threatened. Co-workers, superiors, whatever's writing the reports. We're going to have to suspend you, pending investigation, but you will be paid. And a month later, you right back on the job, man. So I don't like them. Don't trust them. Again, only certain ones. Because I know some cool cops. I know some cool parole officers. I know some cool correctional officers. I'm only talking about the overzealous ones that abuse their authority. That's who I'm speaking of. Eastern Kentucky complex. Actually, it's Eastern Kentucky Correctional Complex. One of the roughest, if not the roughest penitentiaries in Kentucky, in the state. I'm talking about the feds. If you look up the feds, Big Sandy all day, every day. They getting unalived every day, all day in Big Sandy. But we're talking about Eastern Kentucky Correctional Complex, EKCC. Had like 4 deaths within a month span. Dudes just down there just getting unalive. I don't think it's maximum security, but it might as well be. Dudes with 300 years, 3 and 4 life sentences. I don't understand why it's not a maximum, but I guess because locking people up is a business. So you have max inmates there, but you also have individuals that are not max there. See, they don't care about separating. They'll throw you in a cell with a dude that got 400 years and you got 6 years. They'll throw you in a cell with this individual. You got 6 years, they throw you in a cell with an individual that got 400 years. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care. They tell you when you come through the Rotary Farm in prison. That's where you get processed. Do your blood work and, you know, just make sure that diseases that you don't have, do have, whatever. And they classify you, then you go to your permanent prison that you're going to be housed at for a minimum of 6 months to a year. They don't care. Our job is to keep you alive, period. Meaning, give you the right amount of medication, the right amount of food, 2,000 calories a day, whatever. They count butter as calories. So on the tray, they'll throw a scoop of butter on there, a couple scoops of butter, just to make sure that they make that 2,000 calorie a day requirement. You don't like our rules, you shouldn't have came to prison. Now I understand that. You don't like the medicine we give you, you don't like our medical treatment, don't come to prison. They tell you, our job is to keep you alive. They don't even really care about that, for real. It's a dirty game. It's a dirty game when you go to prison, man. But again, accountability. Stop putting yourself in a predicament to where you can go to prison. People are not supposed to care. They don't know you. They don't care about you. You know what I mean? They go home to their families just like the judges and prosecutions and lawyers. I mean, they don't care nothing about you, but it's not their job to. So I can't fault them for that. These officers, man, they just... I don't know what's wrong with them bitch ass niggas, man. That's what I call them, bands. Bitch ass niggas. Most officers. Again, not all. I done met some cool officers, man. Officer Martin, man. Down in Blackburn. That's a minimum security camp. But he cool, man. He ain't never accept a sergeant position or nothing. Because he wasn't going to do the necessarily, you know, things that they wanted him to do to move up the ladder. Nah, man. Just let me come, do my 8 hours, 12 hours, whatever. Y'all need me to work a double from time to time. Get my little money, go home. Pay my bills, go home. I just ran into Martin. He came into the job maybe about a month ago. Cool, man. 0 problems with him. 0. Because he's there to just get us a living. Somebody has to do it. But it be them ones that really, really, man, fuckers be thinking they so tough. I've seen them get their faces broken. I feel like doing it, but I was never gonna. Everybody plays a fool. But I wasn't gonna play a fool in that sense. I done seen, man, COs get their whole face cracked. Shout out to Joseph Hunter. If you're not familiar, Google Joseph Hunter, Ohio inmate. Female CO thought she was just gonna talk reckless to him. He let her talk reckless. He remained respectful the whole time for you all that are unfamiliar. This man started serving a 32-year sentence. Been locked up 16 years. You go home to your family every single day, every single night. You think you're going to talk reckless to me when I ain't even done nothing but ask you to go get a sergeant, a white shirt, which is considered, you know, a sergeant or your superior, lieutenant, whoever, somebody higher than you, because you keep harassing me. Was nothing but respectful. Talk crazy to the man. Refused to get a white shirt, which she was out of line for doing that. Then she makes it seem as though he was threatening her. He was nowhere near her, ma'am. I'm just asking you, please, ma'am. Would you go get me a white shirt, please? He's asking, he's begging her. She pulls her mace out. You know, they walk around with these big cans of mace on them. Bird spray, look like fire extinguishers. Please don't do that, ma'am. Please don't. All y'all gotta do is look at the video if you think I'm lying. If I'm lying, I'm flying. Cuff up! She wants to be a man. She got bass in her voice. Cuff up! Hold on, kids. Don't lose me. Don't lose me. What does cuff up mean? It means turn around. Put your hands behind your back. So I can put these cuffs on you. Yeah, they arrest you in penitentiary, too. Sorry, doing whatever time you're doing, but they'll arrest you just to escort you to the hole. Cuff up for what? This is how he's talking to her. I don't gotta exaggerate. Look up the video. Joseph Hunter, Ohio inmate, if you haven't already seen it. For what? Cuff up! Ma'am, I'm not even doing anything. It was like they put these lines on the ground, like with tape, to where you can't cross certain boundaries. So he's pointing towards the line like, I don't give a fuck about that line. Cuff up! It's a woman. I don't care if it was a man. But in this particular situation, it was a woman, man. Y'all rock with me. There is a message. Please don't do that, man. Please don't. I'm going to tell you one more time, cuff up! Ma'am, I don't need... She proceeds to spray this mace in his face. I don't know if any got in his face, but it looked like on video it missed him. But if it's sprayed in your direction, oh man, that's gonna make you cough. It's gonna make you. It's terrible. So as a result, she got her ass beat. I don't condone a man putting his hands on a woman in any. I don't condone that whatsoever. I'm just simply telling you what happened. She falls to the ground. He's stomping her. You can see the camera because she got the body cam on. So you can just see him in his leg. He's stomping. Ah! Help! Help! Ah! Help! Help! Somebody help me! This is how she's talking. Help! Hey, please, somebody! Shut the fuck up. You was tough just a couple seconds ago. Respectfully. Other partner comes over. She's trying to intervene. He stomps her out too. Not one inmate intervened. You know what that tells me? As an individual that did over 11 years, calendars in the Kentucky Department of Corrections, they were pieces of shit. Because had they been a cool officer, somebody would have came and intervened. Come on, bro. Nah, man, come on. Nobody did nothing. It's always going to be a chalk mouth that's sitting around like, man, I can cut my time, man, if I go save his officer. Man, nobody did nothing. They came. I don't know what unit they were in. Let's just say Dorm D. Signal 7 in Dorm D! Signal 7 in Dorm D! Signal 7 in Kentucky means, man, stop what you're doing. Get here now. Not now, but right now. This is immediate violence going on. Get here. Signal 7. Signal 7. Signal. Why are you talking frantic? You was just tough. You was just tough just a few seconds ago. But now we get on your level, the same aggression that you're on. Now there's a problem. It's a problem now. You was just aggressive. I mean, officers, I ain't seen like 20 or 30 of them, but I've seen my fair share of officers get their blocks knocked off that was talking all that shit. Talking like that, and I hope there's some correctional officers that see this. If you cool, I'm not talking to you. Kudos to you. Get your money, get your career up, and go do something else. Respectfully. But to the individuals that's trying to make captain and warden and they're getting all the write-ups, man, you gonna get, man, hey, I'm gonna tell you, I done seen women get their blocks knocked off. I'm speaking of one right now. Wasn't personally there. I'm gonna tell y'all something, man, that you never been incarcerated. First of all, because I already know what a lot of people gonna say. Well, kids, if you don't put yourself in this situation, I know. I get it. I know. You should. You got these individuals that come to these prisons, right? And they feel as though because they have this badge on and this flashlight and these handcuffs and this bird spray that they run you, when in all actuality, man, inmates allow you to go home to your family. Anytime an inmate is tired and feel as though you think that you running the show and they're not dealing with it no more, guess what? You can and will get toe tagged. Just a lot of them I don't know, I guess they think the shit don't stink. Officer Wireman, bitch ass, kept wanting to touch an inmate when he wakes him up. You're not supposed to do that. You tap their bunk, you tap their mat, you don't touch them. Inmate told him, man, bro, please stop touching me. Like I react when you hit my leg or my foot in my sleep. I can't be held accountable for what happens after that. Well, I mean, you talk like Rocky. That's how you talk. Well, you're an inmate and it's my job to wake you up. Okay, but I'm saying, man, like, bro, you can wake me up, but you don't have to keep touching me, man. I'm telling you. And he kept doing it. And he kept doing it, and he kept doing it. And one day he did it one time too many. The inmate, what I tell you about touching me, and knocked his bitch ass straight out. Then turned around, pulled his Johnson out, and proceeded to urinate on him. Because he already knew he was already in trouble for knocking him out. He's an animal, kids. That's why they're in prison. No, he's not an animal. Paul Harvey even said it. You want to see the real scum of the earth? The real scum of the earth? Go to a prison around lunchtime and go into the break room. I guess Paul Harvey has somebody that he really, really loved and cared about in prison. That's the real scum of the earth, man. Not to say that inmates are not scum. I'm not saying that. It's not what I'm saying. I don't understand, Big Daddy. You want me to treat him like white folks? No. Just a little inside joke. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Go watch the movie Django. You gonna let him sleep in the big house? This nigga right here, you gonna let him sleep in the big house? Your daddy be rolling over on his grave, motherfucker. Just having a little fun, but we are being serious. The subject is serious, man. Policemen, I call them Klansmen in blue uniforms. It's what I feel, what I think. Laws don't apply to them. They unalive you. They don't get no time most of the time, and if they do, Not much. What about the lady? They already got 5 officers around this dude. He's cuffs on his back, behind his arms are cuffed rather behind his back. He's on the ground. He's still moving, squiggling. Well, kids, he shouldn't have moved, man. Seriously. Don't resist the police. Got like 5 officers. Go look it up, man. I ain't making none of this up. Female officer pulls her gun out, shoots that man in his back. Look it up. I want to say it happened in LA. I'm not 100% sure, but wherever it happened, it shouldn't have happened. Shoots him in his back. Guess what her defense was? I thought it was my taser. He was being resistant. I was afraid. White officer, black man. Guess what she gets? 2 years. It's a distinct difference between a gun and a taser. But that was her defense. She thought she was tasing him. So you mean to tell me you shouldn't have even been tasing him? It's 5 officers. 1 man on his stomach. Hands cuffed behind his back. Shouldn't even been tasing him. You shot that man in cold blood and got 2 years. But again, when you do something to one of they bitch asses, guess what? It's a manhunt. It's a manhunt. Human life is human life. It shouldn't matter if you have on a uniform, a badge, whatever the case may be. Human life is human life. All lives should be respected. But they don't do it. So I don't got no respect for them. But I'm always play my part once again. I'm not going to argue when they pull me over. They stop me. Yes, sir. No, sir. Because I'm going to play the game, man. It's chess, not checkers. Everybody's heard it. It's chess, not checkers. My goal is to make it home. I can't beat you. I can't win. Ain't no sense of me trying to argue with you. You know, you got prison staff that there's a lady, well, actually, before I get back to that, because I don't want to put the carriage before the horse. So let's go back to the Eastern Kentucky Correctional Complex, because I almost forgot about it. Come on, Kenz. What about Eastern Kentucky? Well, fuck it. Yeah, I almost forgot about it. 4 inmates alive, like within a month and a half span. All this is, you can Google it again. Don't you know that the commissioner never even came to the prison initially to see what was going on, to address the situation, address the media? It just happened. You got dudes that's being unalive that didn't even have that much time. She finally, comes to the prison and we're committed to stopping this violence. We're committed, man. You're not committed to anything. If you had been committed, you would have been there right off top. A whole lot of violence that goes on in prison, man. People watch these prison shows and it's kind of diluted at this point. That's why prison channels have a hard time at this point, because in the beginning, people were so interested in intrigued by what goes on in prison. But now you have so many content creators that are telling prison stories, and they're just outright lying and making up shit. Outright lying and making up shit. Hey, James, April, if y'all still there, if you will, whoever, y'all entertain the chat for like 1 minute. I got to go, but I'll be right back, man. Don't go nowhere. I'll be right back. I got to go handle my business real quick. Respectfully. And we're back. Let me get my affairs in order so I can finish my hand sanitizer on, because I know people watching closer. Come on, Kenz, man, you ain't even sanitize your hands. You ain't watching. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I don't even remember where I was at. But what I will say is, I know that I was talking about the prison system and just how, corrupt that the whole situation is. How police are just consistently let off for behaviors that's not appropriate whatsoever. Continues to happen, and it's going to continue to happen until the police are and not necessarily just the police, but just people in general that are in positions of authority, power, start to be punished the same way that we are. Which I would never do this, but if an individual is facing a death penalty for unaliving a police officer, well, guess what? That police officer should be facing the same death penalty for unaliving an individual that's not a police officer. In certain situations. I understand certain situations, they scary ass. I was afraid. But see, when the police come at you and the way that they come at you, get on the ground, get out the car, don't move. And then you got 5 or 6 of them screaming you, and some screaming different commands, and come on, man, it's not that necessary, man. All you're doing is screaming so that once you unleash and unalive a person, you're going to say that you gave them full warning. Peace, motherfuckers, man, I'm telling you, man. Just can't stand up. Looking at this one bitch ass correctional officer. I wish I remembered his name off the top of my head. He's got to be the stupidest motherfucker in America. You're a correctional officer, and I'm going to do a story on it. Another situation in which people are trying to take advantage of inmates. Blatantly taking advantage of inmates. He's ordering chicken wings. And somehow, I don't even know how he was doing it, bringing the chicken wings into the inmates. When he's bringing the chicken wings into the inmates, he's having people cash app him so much money per wing. So if you want a 24-piece wing, like the little flats and the drumsticks, he's charging $3 to $6 per wing. Let's just say on average he's charging $5 a wing. You want a 24-piece, you do the math, man. 124 here, man. Just give me $100, man. Give you a break, give me $100. Cash app it to me, I'm bringing it in to you. Oh, you need extra ranch, you need potato wedges, and that's what he's doing. He's getting away with it. Again, I don't know how in the hell he was doing it. I would imagine that he was ordering his food and he was only maybe 4, 5, 6 inmates per day, per time. Inmates be having money in prison. Don't get it twisted. You got some that are, really getting to it. He's making an extra 3, 4, 500 a day. Well, it got to the point to where that wasn't enough for him. So then he started charging $15 to $20. I think maybe 15 for flats, 20 for drumsticks. I don't remember exactly what it was. So if you want a 20-piece, it's 20 times, let's just say $15. $300. These inmates was paying it because that food is so garbage and you locked up and you ain't never going home and you got money and you can pay it, you're going to pay it. Stupid motherfucker. Black correctional officer. They end up going to the people. They tell on him. They get a, under investigation or whatever. They come and arrest him and fire him. But it was only a misdemeanor. So much that goes on in prison that's people find ways to make money off of an inmate. Had a warden that was fired. Picked a group of maybe 10 inmates that came, redid his whole house. I don't know how he set it up as far as the paperwork. Can't use inmates for personal gains. If I got a buddy and he needs something done as a contract in the city, okay, I can contract the inmates out, get a kickback or whatever, but this stupid warden did it on his own house. The repairs probably would have cost $100,000. Upgrades, repairs, probably would have been 100 G's. But you get the inmates to do it for $5 a day. 10 inmates, $5 a day. That's good money in prison. Because typically you make 63 cents a day in Kentucky. $5 a day. You get to leave the compound for 8, 9 hours, 10 hours. Every inmate is making $5 and it's 10 inmates at $50 a day. But if you had real individuals coming in doing this work, let's just say they was making $20 an hour, and that's on a low end for an 8-hour shift. What is that, 160? 160 times 10? Every inmate or every worker would have been making 160. And you're going to have a foreman, but we're not even going to do all that. 160 times 10, $1,600 a day that it would cost for an actual professional crew to come in. But you pay the inmates $50 a day. Don't even feed them. Least you can do is feed them. I've seen certain jobs to where every day you at least get, choice of McDonald's, Wendy's, or eat at a local diner, and they would give you a $7 stipend. You spend $7. You're only paying $50 a day. Then you add another $7 per inmate, $70 plus the $50 is $120 a day. At least feed the inmates. Nah, they coming out with sack lunches. 4 pieces of bread, 2 packs of stale ass peanut butter that you open up and you spread on the bread. They ain't gonna send no chips out with you. They gonna send some pasta, maybe a cookie, and then they gonna give you like a little drink that it's like Kool-Aid, but it's not Kool-Aid. It's in like a little packet. You pour it in some water, shake it up, and drink it. Prison's gonna send that. Half the time when they send chips, the staff eats the chips. Inmates don't even get the chips, but they blame it on the inmates. Well, we send chips and the inmates eat them, so we're just not gonna send them. I'm just being real with you. $50 a day, when they would typically pay $1,600 a day. I think the warden wasn't getting a piece of that. He definitely was. Well, in this particular case, it was his house, so I guess it was nothing to really get a piece of. People found out about it, and he didn't get prosecuted, but he got fired. I don't even know if he got fired. I think he got demoted or transferred or something that was very, very minute. Locking people up is a business. Understand this. You got some of the most talented people that are locked up. Plumbers, welders, electricians, people that can fix anything. MacGyver. You got people that's real live. You got athletes, but in this particular case, we're talking about people that can drive backhoe. They can build a whole house by themselves. They just happen to, most of the time have drug problems on the streets or whatever and find themselves in penitentiary, but very, very talented people. They take advantage. They definitely take advantage. And then what they do is they put what's called an institutional hold on you. You can't transfer and go nowhere. Sometimes you don't want to, but sometimes you may want to. But no, we need you here. Whenever the boilers go out or the hot water goes out or whatever, we need you to go down there and fix the boilers and put an institutional hold on you. This game is so deep. It's so deep that unless you've been in the system, which is a great thing that you haven't, it's so much more to it. And so the commissioner family, like I said, came down to Eastern Kentucky Correctional Complex. But what did she do? That's just for media. We're committed to having a safe environment for the inmates. No, you're not. No, you're not. For one thing, if you're truly committed, you get rid of these 2-man cells. 1-man cells is all it should be. You put me in a cell with an individual, I don't know this fool, he don't know me. You put me in a cell with an individual got life sentence, 2 life sentences. I done been in a cell with 2 people that had life sentences. They go through your mail and stuff and your personal items when you're not there. They know how much time you got, even if you don't say it. You sitting there with an 8-year sentence, and this dude got 2 life sentences. He know you gonna go home. Worst case scenario, if you got to do all your time in Kentucky on an 8-year sentence, take you a few classes, you gonna go home in 4 years. And I'm sitting here with life. I wake up in a bad mood, which, get a bad phone call, don't get no mail, and I'm in the cell. You need to get rid of the double-man cells. 1 cell. You got 1 cell, guess what? Some people opt to stay in their cell all day long. You can get out and move, go take a shower, go get on the phone, do a couple things that you need to do. But for the most part, some people just stay in their cells all day long. But now, y'all got to have 2-man cells. Why? Because you can hold double the amount of people. Get paid from the state for every inmate that's housed. It's not safe. I understand that you shouldn't commit the crime, but if I steal something out of Walmart and it's over the threshold of $500, and y'all just happen to send me to one of these prisons for whatever reason. Typically, you're not going to go to a prison like that, but you never know. You could have an EPO out on you, or a DVO, Emergency Protective Order, Domestic Violence Order. Back in the day, if you had one of them, you was automatically going behind the fence, behind the walls, them lions, tigers, gorillas, goons, and birds. It didn't matter if you was in jail for child support. Yeah, they lock you up for child support here too. Anything over $1,000, you behind. Felony. Going penitentiary, or you're gonna get a felony at the very least. Lock you up, man. Blatant non-support, flagrant. That's what they call it, non-support. Commonwealth of Kentucky. Look it up. I got no reason to lie to y'all, man. Stay on the right side of the track. Stay on the right side of the law. Because when you go to prison, like I was saying, man, 4 deaths in like the last few weeks. She came down for media reasons, I would imagine. Addressed it. Not gonna stop nothing. Dudes is gorillas, there's animals in the penitentiary, man. Not everybody, but you got animals, man. You imagine you locked up and you around a bunch of hard ankles and you ain't never going home. Never. You've exhausted all your appeal, due process, whatever. You're never going home. Think I care about doing something to you? That's not my disposition. That's not my mentality. But it's a lot of people that have anger issues, and a sandwich or 2 short of a picnic, man. They'll do you something, man. They'll do you in, man. They'll do you in. Survival of the fittest, belly of the beast. That's what the pen is truly, truly, truly about. KSP, Kentucky State Penitentiary. Eddyville. Home of Fleece Johnson. Where Fleece Johnson did the majority of his time. That's where Death Row's at, the electric chair. a caseworker. Every inmate is assigned a caseworker. No, it's not a caseworker for every inmate. Caseworker may have 20, 30 inmates on her load, on her caseload. This happens every day in prison. Every day. She gets caught up. She's messing with an inmate. The inmate that's messing with her, I don't know the intricacies of the case, but typically what happens, the inmate tells somebody. Either the inmate tells somebody or another inmate's meddling, sitting around watching, trying to get time off his sentence, or he's a hater because he likes the caseworker. Whatever the case may be, he alerts the people. So now she's under investigation. They really, really watching. Nothing's ever said. They just watching. Next thing you know, caseworker, correctional officer, whatever, it's a female, finds herself bent over in the mop closet. They catch her up, arrest her, charge her with what is that charge that they charge you with that makes no sense whatsoever? Inappropriate sexual relations with an inmate. I forget the actual charge. And now she's hit with a felony. My whole thing about that is this. Me knowing what I know, my wife, which I don't have a wife at this point, but I will. My significant other, and we serious, you ain't working in no jail, you ain't working in no prison. I'm sorry. Non-negotiable. That's not negotiable. Oftentimes, you know, we speak about content creators. We speak about prison content creators, rather. It's gorillas in prison. Back in the day when I first went to prison, you didn't have to have a job or go to school. If you wanted to work out 10 hours a day, you could, if that's what you wanted to do, if that's how you wanted to spend your day. Well, guess what? You got these dudes that have been locked up for 10, 12, 15 years, 5 years. You come into prison, you already got good genes. You little, but you already cut up. You might have a little size to you, nothing major, but you already have the genes. You already got the cut. And you get to working out. You go in the morning, as soon as the yard, well, not necessarily soon as the yard opens, but 8 o'clock in the morning. Because the yard will open early, maybe 5:30 for breakfast, but it's going to shut back down, you know what I mean, for shift change and things of that nature. But 8 o'clock, the yard's open. Go work out. Come back, about 11 is lunchtime. Your peoples are sending you money. So you ain't got to eat in the chow hall. They call it eating out of your locker. Eating all protein, tuna, Jack Mac. Things is going to help you, you know, get bigger. Come back at 11. Well, you eat at 11. You come back and work out right around that time. Some people work out before they eat. Some people afterwards. Work out again. Probably do a count right around lunchtime. 12, well, after lunch, about 12, somewhere right around in there. You done worked out twice already. Open the yard back up again. Keep the yard open till about 3:30. You might go out there and get you some bar work. Push-ups, pull-ups, dips on a bar. They got bars. Calisthenics, you do everything on the bar. You don't even touch the ground. You push-ups on the bar. They put the bars right beside each other to where they're wide enough to where you can do push-ups. You can go to the pull-up bar. You can do your dips. They got a dip bar. Get you some bar work in. Like I said, about 3:30. Shut the yard down. 3 o'clock. Shift change. New shift comes in about 4:30. Open up the yard. Go to dinner. Again, you don't gotta go to chow. You done made your food. You done prepared your food or whatever in the dorm. Go back and work out again. About 5 o'clock. Might do legs, might do abs, might do whatever. come back in once the yard, shuts down. Get you something to fix you something to eat or whatever. Man, you tired. You been working out all day, man. 10, 11 o'clock, you done passed out. Wake up the next day, do it all over again, man. You done worked out 4 times a day, man. It's gorillas in penitentiary, man. You think these women's eyes don't work because they correctional officers? You think these women's eyes don't work because they staff? Put a man in a woman's prison. You think he ain't looking around? Seeing all that ass walking around? I'm just being real with you. Just because people are prisoners, you look your best when you're in prison most of the time because you ain't in there high. Costs so much to get high. You ain't in there drunk. You in your right frame of mind. Your body, especially women, man, their body even came all the way back. Popping. Thinking correctional officers not looking. You got a woman that's in there as a correctional officer and she's already, but they wear these dark shades, so you can't really tell what she's looking at. Y'all fellas, man, your woman's a correctional officer. I mean, you better be treating her right every day. First builder, no days off. Because there's an inmate in there that got his eye on him. He's watching her mannerism, her movements, her moves, her everyday, the way that she is. Excuse me, Miss Johnson, I don't mean to overstep my boundaries, but are you okay? She's already halfway nice anyway. You're not going to do this to an individual that just rude, but she's already halfway polite anyway. I'm okay. You sure? Yeah, why you say that? No, I mean, I don't, I was just saying, like, usually you come in, you smiling, I just noticed the last few days or so, last couple weeks, you just, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it just doesn't seem as though you're your normal self, I just thought that I'd take the liberty to ask you. You have a good day. If there's anything that's, hopefully things get better, but you have a good day. Now she's looking at you. Damn, he done asked me about my day. They done taught you in the academy that inmates are very, very deceptive and very, they'll do anything to, to lure you in. Oh man, at home don't ask me about my day. Now she's paying more attention to you. You working out on the yard, you traps, you everything, your chest is sitting up, you've been doing inclines, you just, summertime, you walking around doing push-ups and pull-ups, and she's seeing you. You got sweat dripping all over your body. What? Yeah, you got sweat dripping all over your body. She checking you out. You don't say nothing to her for a few. Hey, Miss Johnson, you doing that? Doing okay? Just checking on, no disrespect. I don't want to overstep my boundaries. You got on clothes when you saying something to her, but she done already seen you. Look like an action figure. Step, right off the front of Men's Magazine, Now she's going home. She's thinking about you. You don't know, but she's thinking about you. Hey, Miss Johnson, how you doing? I'm doing okay. How you doing? Now she's opening up to you. Make a woman smile, you got them. That's what I always heard. Not always true in every case, but a lot of the cases. Women just want to laugh. They want to have a good time. They don't want to deal with all this drama and this foolishness, and one conversation leads to the next to the next to the next thing you know, you got them. But the problem is telling somebody, as I mentioned, or other individuals recognizing that you got her because they want her, or mad that they don't have her because ultimately they want her. They can't get her. But you got her attention. Married, relationship, things are not going right at home. This is a man that's giving her attention. He has nothing else to do but to think about ways of making her feel special. Take heed. Believe me if you want to. Don't believe me. But I'm going to tell you, as an individual that's done over 11 years in the Kentucky Department of Corrections, I've been in several penitentiaries, several camps, several low-level places. I've been in a little bit of mixture of everything. Never been a max. It happens, man. Yeah. Wifey's working in that prison, jail. Jail's a little bit safer, but a prison, nah, baby, we got to update your resume. We got to get you up out of here. Let me upgrade you, because I'm not going for this, man. Real Kenz TV, man. I hope. Glad everybody, stuck around, the ones that did, and rock with me. Sorry that the chat wasn't working tonight, but it is something for you all to listen to. People that's working a long shift, so just want a longer video. Don't want the 12 to 15 minute videos, because at Real Kenz TV, it is 30 minutes or better. So with all that being said, and to wrap everything up into one big old nutshell, that is, there is a message. Real Kenz TV, man. Y'all make sure y'all share, like, comment, subscribe. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe, man. I'm trying to get to 50,000 this year. Somehow, some way, we're trying to make it to 50,000. You know what I mean? And I can't do that without you all. I can't get to 50,000. Let me get to 50,000. See what I'm saying? Real Kenz TV, man. It's definitely been a pleasure. Can't wait to go live with you all again. Been sitting in this cold ass car for the longest, but it's all good, man. Appreciate you, April. Appreciate you, James McIlvain. Everybody else, my dog TB, Terry Brown. I'm sure the Bronx is in the building. You know what I'm saying? Just a whole lot of people, man. Just off the top of my head, I can't think of. Just thank y'all for the ongoing support. And the Cash App is $KENZ1000. $KENZ1000. It went off a couple times. I got another phone around here somewhere. It went off a couple times, since I've been on. But support the channel, man. Real Kenz TV, man. Have a beautiful, blessed night.